Good evening, brothers and sisters. This is just a test drive. My name is Zach, and no one knows me. You don't know me, I don't know you, and so, you're a free being, and so, we're brothers and sisters. And if you believe in the fatherhood of the creators, whatever you call them, God is by many names, depending on where you come from. And the planet is big, but we all, if you're mortal, if you're human, then it means you're a creation of God. And personality, what makes you a person, why it is that when you meet me, you can say hello, and I can say hello. What makes you a person? Personality, that quality in reality that allows you to, react directly to other people, not animals. It's supermortal in design. Personality is. It's not designed here on this planet. It's supermortal. That's why we are spiritual beings, because our personalities are from the spiritual universe, same as consciousness. No one from any mathematical derivation from the material world in time and space, no one can explain consciousness, mind, a conscious energy system, supermortal. I'm not talking about brain, the physical organ upon whose electrochemical foundation mind is finely anchored. I'm not talking about your brain, huh? You gotta be aggressive with you guys. All right. No. Mind, consciousness is super mortal. You are from the spiritual universe because consciousness is a derivation of the spiritual universe. That's what makes you a spiritual being, because everything about you is not a design of this planet. When you go to places of worship, and you're saying you want to worship your creators, first look at yourself and know who you are on this material planet in time and space. When you look at your body, a material energy system, making energy for you, that's why you're eating, so that your body can make energy, so that your mind can function. And mind, the window through which eternal opportunities can be realitized. And who is there to realize that in your mind? Think about it. Only the Spirit of God in your superconscious, a zone of your personality that you're not allowed even to be aware about. But there, in your superconscious, that's where the spiritual copy of you, the immortal soul, is being created by that fragment of God's spiritual infinity, the Spirit of God that came to indwell your mortal mind. at 6 years and has been there since then. Doing what? Teaching your mind, expanding your mind. And perchance, now that you're of age, increasing your hunger to know who are you, where did you come from, where are you going, so that perchance from 0 to 50, where you're pursuing wealth and materialism, then you begin to realize you need to transfer the seat of your identity to the spiritual realities, because pretty soon you begin to realize that you're not just a citizen of planet Earth, you're a citizen of the universe. And if you're going to have cosmic insight, cosmic growth, universe exploration, and the kind of deity achievement that is not just this in the embryonic stages of spiritual development, when you are seeking the comfort of the socialized group to try and reach the spiritual connection, embryonic. But now for real, you really want to know. And yes, for cosmic growth, for your universe exploration, all the way from paradise through heaven to the universes of time and space where mortals like me and you have found cosmic exploration, deity achievement, knowing the deity reality of the Trinity, beings of infinite personality status, and you are a finite being. Let's talk seriously. Stop messing around, joking around. Let's talk for real. Without you asking if my personality, and if my consciousness, and if my mind, if this whole design is from a different universe, a different reality dimension. You calling it spiritual, but it's still a different reality. It means that the dimensions of time and space, length, distance, breadth, cannot apply to the spiritual universe. You need the assistance of those same creators for you to make a leap of faith from time and space to another reality dimension, spiritual. And the ability to do that can only come from the creators. And the Spirit of God is indwelling your superconscious. And everything that is of spiritual response to the hunger drive created by the same God in you to know Him. And if you respond and begin to search for the truths of God, wonderful thing happens. Your immortal soul is born. And only because eternity lives in you, divinity, God, the universal Father, a fragment of His spiritual infinity straight from Divinington in paradise, came to indwell you at 6 years. When you realized the difference between right and wrong, and your parents say, wow, did you hear that? You came of age at 6 years and you didn't know because your mind had achieved what is known as will dignity. Your mind at 6 years had made contact with the spirit of worship and wisdom. And that's why now the spiritual universe recognized your presence, and immediately from paradise, a fragment of God's spiritual infinity, God Himself, eternity, lives in your superconscious, and has been and will be, because that's the greatest gift that the paradise Son, with His bestowal, incarnation on this planet 2,000 years ago, the greatest win for us is that now everyone on the planet, you don't have to will for it, but everyone that has a normal mind, because of the paradise Son coming here, now the Spirit of God comes to indwell all mortal minds. And He is your passport to eternity. You have to listen to what I'll be talking about every time I get inspired, because my time is running short. I have no time for introduction and all that fancy stuff. I'm mortal, fallible, I'm not a saint. I'm just a guy like you who just wants to speak the truth. And the truth of it is that the Spirit of God is indwelling all of us. True religion is a conscious, experiential, it's living, you experience it. Your true religion has to be experienced, because true religion is a conscious and experiential relationship between a willing mortal mind, your mind, wanting to communicate in the superconscious with that Spirit of God that has been indwelling you, who has been the one creating all that hunger in you to know who are you, as your mind was expanded and as you began unconsciously to respond to the inner workings of the spiritual world. The Spirit of the universe of Father is in your superconscious. The Spirit of the eternal Son surrounds you, envelopes you, because the eternal Son and the universe of Father are one absolutely and into infinity, and they always operate as one. And whereas the Spirit of the Father is indwelling you, the Spirit of the eternal Son is absolute and everywhere. The Spirit of the infinite Spirit. Here you say Holy Spirit, who we can say are daughters of the infinite Spirit. They are the providers of mind for everyone in the planned, listen, planned 10 million inhabited planets. That's what Jesus is trying to do. But right now, He hasn't achieved that number. From the last census, it said that the number of inhabited planets is 3,840,101 inhabited planets. Sounds crazy. But I'm not here to please anyone. I'm just here because the Spirit of truth will confirm with anyone who is interested. If you're not interested, you don't need to be listening. But if you want to know the truth, then you will listen, because truth doesn't suffer from examination. Doesn't matter how I look like. If I'm speaking truth, the Spirit of truth that Jesus promised you will let you know this man ain't speaking nonsense. So it doesn't matter. But you're my brother, and you're my spiritual sister. Gonna be together for billions of years. So eternity is in you, surrounds you, and you will always be in God, because in Him we live, move, and have our being. That is why, and I'm not saying this, to show off. It's just to show that in those 30 years I was looking for God, I stumbled and suffered. many delays. One of those delays was a 25-year delay, thinking that if I studied ancient Greek, where the New Testament written in the language, maybe I'd not got better. But, I didn't know, but they were preparing me for other things. Everybody is being prepared differently. We're all different. Personality is unique in the universe of universes. There is no other you. So the way we respond and react to God's revelation is different from person to person. God will reveal the realities of the spiritual world in a unique manner to every individual, because personality is unique. The one thing that is standard in all of us is the spirit of the indwelling God, the universal Father. His spirit, He is one. That's what unifies us. And so, by faith in the fatherhood of God, then we realize that we are all brothers and sisters spiritually. And we should be in the service of one another when we know and begin to realize the astonishing, the grandeur of what awaits us. Now we are animal, and yes, enjoy every test, because this is a big university, this planet. And the goal is for each and every one of us to try their best to achieve the likeness of God, truth, beauty, goodness, love, perfected moral values. The nature of God is perfection. He cannot know evil. He cannot know wrong. He can share the evil that we do, because by design we are created imperfect. But the journey of ascension to paradise is a journey to remove us from the animal nature to the spiritual perfection of paradise. I'm just keeping it real, talking simple, and every time, every week, we shall be touching base on different things, because time is running out. I really don't have time to go into all that. What are your references? Oh, this is not what the Bible says. This is not who said. No. Truth is inconcussable. Truth is changeless. Truth is forever. And truth is the nature of the living God. If you encounter truth, you know it's truth. Doesn't matter. So, let's not be afraid to listen to what is real and what is true, regardless of where it is from. Because God is universal truth, is eternal truth. He is universal spirit. He is everywhere. His absolute changeless nature is everywhere. And together with that everywhereness of the universal Father in spirit, the personality of the eternal Son is also infinite and absolute, changeless. And the spirit of the eternal Son is the absolute spiritual personification of the universal Father. This is true. So they're always one and absolute. And there are two spirits, being one, are also manifest in the infinite spirit, the infinite mind of God, the CEO of the Trinity, the one who manipulates the energies and forces and power from paradise and amalgamates it with the infinite plans, volition, and word of the universal Father and the eternal Son. The infinite Spirit is able to associate those infinite plans with the energies of paradise for the manifestation of the universes of time and space, the material worlds of time and space, as the work mostly of the Paradise Creator Sons, progeny of the Universal Father and the Eternal Son, and the Infinite Spirit and His agents. Remember, God is pure spirit, pure energy. The energy part of God we haven't touched in this planet. But remember, there's the spirit part of deity, the energy part of deity. Paradise is an infinite, non-deity expression of the Universal Father. And paradise is the pattern of infinity. And paradise is infinite in capacity, in potential for force. And in capacity for energy dominance. Paradise is everything came from paradise, energy-wise. And energy is the source of all the material worlds of time and space. So, the foundation of the material worlds of time and space is matter. But the essence of life is spirit. God is pure spirit, pure energy. He is the source of everything. And a fragment of the Universal Father is existent in your superconscious. And at resurrection, if you're willing, the plan, if you and God in you are able to create a spiritual copy of you, the immortal soul, as you search for the truth of God, for the goodness of God, that immortal soul will survive you after death. And the plan is to fuse that immortal soul with the Spirit of God in you to make you God-man at resurrection. Do you understand what we're saying? We shall talk more about this. So I've said enough for today. It was a test drive. If it's good enough, I might decide to release it out there. If you like my jazz, I'm just going to be real, be ordinary. You can call me whatever you like. But I'm first and foremost spiritual brother. And the Universal Father is Father to all. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Let's continue with these discussions. Ideas, all right?